Hey there, and welcome. Hey there, and welcome to Effect House. Today, we're going to introduce you to visual scripting and how you can use it to bring your effects to life. Visual scripting is a graph-based programming method that lets you create interactive effects without worrying about writing text-based code. So, instead of writing code from scratch, you can just arrange and connect these little blocks called nodes to create flows of logic. Now, nodes are the building blocks of the visual scripting language, and they're essentially just little blocks that represent programming functions. Each node has inputs and outputs, which you can connect to other nodes to create more complex operations. When you connect a node, it will receive and pass information along the sequence. This system of connections allows you to use visual scripting to add all sorts of things, like triggers, events, and controllers to your effects. Let's do a mini tour of the visual scripting panel, which is located here at the bottom. You can hide the panel by clicking this button, or you can undock it into an expandable window by clicking this button. Let's keep it docked for now. You can zoom in or out by using your touchpad or mouse, and you can move around by holding down the control button and clicking, then dragging it around. Now, sometimes visual scripting can get a little crazy and you'll have like a bajillion nodes to keep track of. So you can use the mini-map feature to navigate the panel, which is especially helpful if you have lots of sprawling connections. You can also use the search bar to identify and hone in on specific nodes. You can also click on the Reset Graph View button to reset the view back to default. Now that we're familiar with the visual scripting interface, let's look at how you can add nodes in Effect House. You've probably noticed by now that there are two nodes that get automatically added to the visual scripting panel, called Start and Update. Start is just an event that triggers the next node when the effect starts, and Update just means that the next node will be triggered continuously throughout each frame of the video. Another cool thing to note is that you can click on a node's information icon to access its definition, inputs, and outputs. And you can even click Learn More to access a web page for more info. To add a node, you can either right-click anywhere on the visual scripting panel and select Add Node, or click the Add Node button here, which gives you a list of all the available nodes. All of the nodes are color-coded by category, which is super nice. Another cool organizational thing you can do is put nodes into groups called subgraphs by just selecting the ones you want, right-clicking, and then selecting Create Subgraph. If you want to access the nodes that make up the subgraph, you can just double-click on it, and then you can go back to the main graph by clicking on this breadcrumb. You can also manage your subgraphs by clicking on this button over here. And of course, you can just as easily ungroup subgraphs back into their individual nodes. Alright, one more organizational tip. You can comment around individual nodes, groups of nodes, or subgraphs by making a selection and then clicking on this comment button, or by simply right-clicking and choosing Comment Around. This is especially helpful if you have lots of different nodes or subgraphs that you want to keep track of. Variables are another important part of visual scripting. A variable is a term that is simply meant to store a quantity or an expression that might change. This could be something like a timer, a certain number of taps on the screen, or color. To add a variable, all you have to do is click this button and then hit Add Variable at the bottom. Then you can rename your variable, select your variable type, and choose whether you want it to be a single or an array container, and then select the value. So to actually add the variable as a node in the visual scripting panel, you can just click on this Create Node button, which will give you two options. Get Variable will retrieve the value for a property, while Set Variable will assign the value to a property. Now, I could talk all day about variables, but instead of getting into the nitty-gritty, I just wanted to show you the basics. Now let's put everything we learned together and make a basic effect with visual scripting. we're going to see if we can make a cube appear and disappear whenever a person opens their mouth. To start, add a 3D cube object to the scene by clicking the Add button, then 3D, and then Cube. Adjust the position parameters of the cube to place it to the desired position of your screen. Since we're using mouth open/close actions as triggers, we'll select a mouth open demonstration video from the drop-down list in the preview panel to test the effect. Right-click in the visual scripting panel, select Add Node, and then search for and select the facial movement detection. Set the facial movement property to mouth open. Now, I don't actually need to start and update default nodes for this demo, so I'll just delete them to clean up my visual scripting panel a bit. Then, I'll find and add the node set visibility to the panel. In the node information, check the required inputs. Since set visibility needs to take an object, select the cube object from the hierarchy panel and drag it into the visual scripting panel. This will create the cube object node automatically. Make sure you set the visibility value. There is a checkbox next to the value of visibility on. Select or deselect it to set the value to true or false, respectively. And now, we're going to link the nodes together. Link the begin output of facial movement detection to the enter input of set visibility. Then link the entity output of cube to the target input of set visibility. And then deselect the checkbox next to the visibility on input of set visibility. Now, since the cube isn't appearing with the mouth movement, I'll need to add a new set visibility node in order to make the cube visible when the mouth is closed. To do so, I'll simply duplicate my existing set visibility node by copy-pasting it. For this new set visibility node, I'll tick the visibility on checkbox. Then I'll connect the cube's entity output to the second set visibility node's target, and then I'll connect the facial movement detection nodes and output to the enter input of the second set visibility node. And there you have it. You just created a new effect. Okay, so there's one more thing I want to show you guys, and it's really cool. You can actually achieve similar effects with ready-made subgraphs called interactions. All you got to do is select the object you want to add the interaction to, go to the inspector panel, then click Add Interaction. For example, I can just select Tap Screen to cycle visibility, which will make the object appear or disappear whenever I tap on the screen. That's pretty neat, right? There's a lot more to interactions, so be sure to check out our learning resources and separate video tutorial on the subject. Alright y'all, I know that was a lot, so pat yourself on the back for making it through this tutorial, and be sure to stay tuned for more educational content on visual scripting from the team at Effect House. We're confident that you'll be a visual scripting ninja in no time. Have a good one, y'all. Peace out. For more information about visual scripting, be sure to check out our documentation at effecthouse.tiktok.com.
Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? Happy Wednesday. I'm so excited to see you guys. I see that we have a lot of return visitors in our chat. Hi, Panda Corn is me. I also saw that you left a comment on our post as well. Hi. And Dean, Adrian, Geraldine, all familiar faces. Sasha, a regular, dropping some diamond in the chat. Hi, Mike Black Hat. I also see Adrian. the Fran, who's our community manager, is leaving a chat in the comments. Ooh, Esmael. I hope I'm saying that right. Hello, Shmuel. Emilia. Hi, guys. Thank you so much for being here. As always, my name is Celine. I'm the community manager for Effect House. And today with me, I have a new special guest. Ooh, who is it? Hi, Black Cat. Hi, Mike Black Cat. Introducing Chinyu.
Hey
Hi, Chinyu.
everybody.
Introduce yourself.
Yeah, so I'm technical community manager for Effect House. Today, gonna co-host with Celine together to cover this scripting topic. I know a lot of you guys already get excited to learn, do your first interactive effect. So we will show all the
Uh-huh.
secrets and tips today. Yeah, pass it over to Celine.
I think this is the first time you're trying out live.
Did you hear me clearly?
Yes, I did.
Okay, cool.
Chinyu, is this the first time you're trying out Effect House Live? The first time you're coming on?
Yes, I think so. But actually, last year we did a live demo, but it's on Zoom. But now it's like new generation of live demo. I know.
Yeah. And Chinyu really loves Crash Course, so she wanted to come out especially for you guys. And we're so glad that Chinyu's here with us. Chinyu, can you tell us a little bit more about the difference between what a technical community manager is and what a community manager is?
That's a good question. From the literal title, it's like technical means you need to have a technical test during your interview so that you can get this job. So basically, we need to understand like how a game developer because our tool is really multidisciplinary and we kind of support creators no matter you're artist or you're a developer. We all have some feature that kind of serve your purpose to unleash your creativity. So as my role,
Mhm.
I would like to help educate this all different kind of creators from different background and make sure you will find your own joy using our tools. Yeah, so I'm also like heavily helping out with learn resources. Every single articles online right now is from my team. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions when reading them and learning them, like or feedback. Welcome. Yeah, so this is little bit kind of
Mhm.
peak of my roles. And also, yeah, everybody and the community manager more like face to face to our creators.
Mhm.
Celine, well, you can explain more.
Yeah, I can talk more about being a community manager. Sometimes we do things that touch the technical side, like the lives we're doing, but a lot of the times we work directly with creators on giving them an opportunity to collaborate with big brands or big celebrities, or we are the ones who are building systems and challenges in order for you to learn and get rewarded. So those are some of the things that a community manager does. I see that there is a little bit of a video delay. We're working on it right now. Thank you for mentioning in the chat. We will fix it as soon as possible. It is not alive if we don't have some technical difficulties. Embrace the spirit of being live. My Haley Kappa says it sounds like such a fun job. I agree. I personally love my job, and every day I'm coming in and I'm super excited to work on Effect House, especially because I was a creator before I joined the company as well. So I really feel like I get to be an effect creator and do all of the fun things, but also get paid. So I love my job. Okay, before we get on with our tutorial today, let me just do a little recap of what are the Crash Course is. Crash Course is a 3-week program designed to help you learn, create, and publish your first effect and get rewarded. I saw in our forum page that there are some people who've already submitted effects to my hashtag my first TikTok effect mission. Congratulations, guys! I'm so excited to see them. At the end, we'll also go through some of them. So be sure to leave them in our forum post. If you've published anything, we will be very excited to see it. And this is week 2. If you attend all of the live sessions, you win a certificate that you can share on your social media or on your LinkedIn. So make sure to tune into that. And let me go to my screen share page because I have something so fun I want to show you guys. Waiting. Okay. So this is our TikTok app, and I wanted to show you guys the Effect House quiz. No other than the person right next to me, Chinyu made. She made this quiz, and it's about the visual scripting nodes. So we're gonna test you on your knowledge on whether you know the nodes or not. And as you see, I already made a video, but let's try it out so that we can do it together. Okay. What is the feature name for adding images? So I saw on the poll that 71% of you, it is your first time trying out Effect House. So I right now, I know you might not know what the answers are, but by the end of the lesson today, I hope that you can answer some of these questions. Today's topic is about visual scripting. So I personally feel like scripting is like the essence, the cherry on top. Um, what's something that's special and unique, Chinyu? I'm in lack of words.
Cher- my internet is like, oh my god. I feel like my internet is right now
Yeah.
is my brain facing these questions.
Mm.
What is the feature name for?
Personally, I feel like it's so funny because whenever I order a chicken, like Korean fried chicken, I'm always the kind of person who likes the breast area, chicken breast, which doesn't have a lot of fat. And my brother usually goes for the chicken legs because he thinks they're juicy and delish. But for a lot of people, they prefer the chicken leg over the chicken breast. So maybe I can say it's the chicken leg of effect creation. I don't know. But oh, Geraldine is noticing my dress. It says, "I Barbie dress. Hello, Barbie. Thank you. I am in a Barbie mood, so I decided to combine my two outfits. This is Oppenheimer and this is Barbie." Yeah. Thank you, Geraldine. Fashion queen to notice. Okay. What is the feature name for adding image? Ooh. Is it called 2D image or screen image? What should we go for? Let me know in the chat. I think I'm gonna go for screen image. Yay! To import a GIF, which feature would you use? This one, you guys might actually be able to answer because on day 1 we made a randomizer tutorial, and then we imported this as a guys, the butterfly cat thing. Wait, did you guys know that the effect that I've created during the live and submitted for publishes already has like I think 200 something video usages? I'm so excited because I made them in the live with you guys. We walked through step by step, and then now 200 other people used it, and I think that is so exciting and more of a reason why you should publish an effect. Make sure to put the hashtag make your first effect by my first TikTok effect. Sorry guys, I'm blinking. Panda Corn is me said texture sequence. Ooh, let's try. Yay! You got it, Panda Corn. Good job. Geraldine also said texture sequence. Good job, guys. Do we have a feature that can simulate ropes? Ooh, I don't think we went over this today, but We do. It's called Dynamic Chain. I really love all of our physics features. Here. Okay. What node can you use to move an object? One is set transform and transform. This is going to be the main question of the day. This is something that I want to cover. Oh my gosh. My TikTok is glitching so much that I didn't mean to go over the last one, but it's the difference between set transform and regular transform and get transform. So, keep in touch. Let's investigate today. So let's get started with Effect House. My computer is loading. As you see, now that it's day 3, do you guys feel a little more familiar to the Effect House software? Do you feel like you've seen it before, you've used it before? I definitely love our thing. And look at this new banner. She's so shocked and funny. I love it. Okay. So I've been getting a lot of requests from people to create a question like, how can I create 3 randomizers? Like 3, we did one where it was just one randomizer, right? The one with the what cat are you? But a lot of people want to know if you can do a 3 randomizer because they want to do something like a roulette. So you want them to spin until everything is aligned. You want it to be like watermelon, watermelon, watermelon. Or you can say, what are my 3 top celebrities? And then have a list of celebrity faces. So today I will teach you how to make that using visual scripting. Waiting for it to load. But how are you guys doing today? I want to know how you guys are doing. Tell me where you're joining in from, what you're working on. Did anybody ever have an effect idea? Okay, the program has loaded. So I'm gonna go in and import as a texture sequence, as you guys know and got. Very good job, guys. Gonna go to texture sequence and select the images that we created yesterday. So select all and added. Okay, now we have them as a texture sequence and an animated texture. So what I'm gonna do is I want them to, should I make it so that it moves with your head? Like if you move your head, it moves with it? Or should I make it so that it's always just on the same spot on the screen? I wanna know. Let me know what you guys think. Panda Corn is calling me out, Celine, on all 3 lives, waiting it for it to load with lots of O's and lots of A's. Yes, that is exactly how I feel. Okay. Yeah. What should we do? Personally, I think we should do the face effects because I think it's more fun that way. So I'm gonna go under AR tracking. Oh my god. No. I'm going to go under face effects. And then I'm going to go to face stickers, click it, and okay, now you can see that we have a sticker on the face and it is anchored at the center of my face. I'm going to do it again, Panda Corn is me, waiting it for it to load. Okay. I'm going to go under images and select the texture and change the texture as the texture sequence that we've imported. Look, perfect. Now we have a randomizer going on in the middle of the face. And this is where we dropped off last time, right? Just 1. But I'm going to make it more advanced this time by adding 2 more. So waiting for it to load. Let me have a sip of water too. Sip of water. How are you doing, Jinyu? How are you doing, folks? Okay, so I am going to, ooh, okay, now that it's loaded, I am going to click on add interactions and, oh, no, 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 it's not under here. You have to go to the texture sequence. You guys knew that you can add interactions from here, but did you know that you can go under assets and add interactions from there as well? Chinny will go over it briefly later on today, but if you go under texture sequence, you can add a whole new set of interactions. So over here, I am going to click tap screen to play animated texture and then delay pause. So click. Oh my God, Pandacorn is immigrating to the UK in this time. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of like big. Congratulations! I am happy for you. Rooting for you over here. Okay. Now that we have the texture sequence, before it would be just endlessly playing, right? But now that we have this interaction, if I just click on the screen, I click on the screen, pause. Okay. It is playing. So it's working as a randomizer, and you guys can see that it stopped at baby cat. So what I'm going to do is duplicate this two more. I'm going to press Control D, which is a keyboard shortcut, but you can also go here, click on the right side, and manually click duplicate as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm also going to duplicate this 2 times as well, so that we have texture sequence 1 and 2. We want to do this because it won't be fun as a randomizer if they're all stopping at the same object, right? So what we want is for them to all stop at different points. So I'm going to go here and move this. You can drag it, but if you don't want to, you can also adjust the positions by changing the values here. I think 10. Yeah, should be good. And then I'm going to go to the other one. And for this one, I'm going to do -10 to make sure we have balance. And now you see that we have 3 randomizers. But as you see here, they're all the same ones, which is not fun. So I'm going to go into texture sequence number 1, add interaction, tap the screen. Let's move this down. You know what I love about visual scripting? Something when you put everything all together, it just looks so beautiful. I feel like I'm kind of doing crochet over here. I like them perfectly aligned and beautiful. Okay. Now that we have all 3, we can change the order in which these images are shown. So right now it's shown at a random order, but you have different options. You can go forward, which means it will play the animation through. This is particularly useful if you're not trying to make something like a randomizer. Let's say you're just playing a animated sequence through. Let's say you have a GIF or a video that you've made it into frames that you want to import, then you would want to use the forward mode. But in this case, we will simply do this kind of to cheat the system, and then maybe I'll try shuffle. Okay, restarting. And now we can see. Hi, Eric. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Noe says there's so much lag on your mouse that it doesn't line up. Can you say exactly what you're doing instead of just go here? Okay, I will mention exactly what I'm doing. Pandacorn is me says, I love the satisfaction on getting an effect right and successful. Yeah, I think that is very fun. So I am now going to click on the screen on the preview panel. Oh, all of the images under the texture sequence is set as forward. So that is why we're getting the exact same. So I'm going to go under the texture sequence and change these as well. Let's see. I do love the satisfaction of going to an effect and getting it right like the exactly first time, but I also really enjoy the feeling of getting it wrong because then I'm always thinking about like, oh, what can I do? What part do I have to change, you know? So sometimes it's so bad that I want to rip my hair off and I'm like, why doesn't this work? But it's kind of like going to an escape room or trying to find like solve a stuff because I think it's very funny. Okay. Double checking, going to the randomizers. I wonder, does anybody have pets? Because one of my favorite Effect House features is the pet tracking feature. So we can look at those and some of the fun things that we can do with it too. But for my cats, they absolutely hate wearing stuff. Like I would love to dress them up for Halloween and stuff, but they absolutely hate it. So I wanted to know if you have very nice calm cats who can help, who likes to be dressed up, or you have to use the AR pet tracking feature in order to put some little cute decorations on them. While I troubleshoot this, Chinyu, do you want to share where we can find all of these um, interactions? Maybe some learning resources in order to learn how to use these programs?
Yeah, do you want me to start maybe touch base some of the foundation of the visual scripting now while you're
Yeah, that would be perfect. We'll come
okay?
back to me later.
Nice. Then I think I can share my screen now.
Hmm.
Give me a moment.
I think we're at your screen. Perfect.
Okay, cool. So let me move it a little bit smaller. Okay, so we're here, and so I think I have one goal today is just give everybody, no matter what's kind of your background is, can give you a quick grasp of what visual scripting is and what it can do, and also, we will point you to some learn resources we have online so that you can afterwards learn by yourself or learn with other really like master in our community. So yeah, so without further ado, actually, so how many of you guys know like what does interaction means? Um, so basically, visual scripting is to help to make your effect interactive. So, and actually, that is really important because except you are doing some like filter or like makeup type of effect, you don't need necessarily make it interactive. Other than that, as long as you want to make a randomizer like what Celine is showing you, and something like game effect, like you probably noticed a lot of people are making mini game right now on TikTok, and all sorts of like interactive effect need to use this feature visual scripting here. which means after you understand how it works, you're able to basically start to make your effect more fun, more engaging, and so people want to try it. Should I answer some questions here? What other version different? PC and Apple will have the same version, and you can all download it from our website. And the version I'm using right now is 2.7, the one that we just released. And so, yeah, without further ado, as you open, you may notice that we have start and we have update, these two nodes here. But actually, I don't think you need to like understand it very much because I'm gonna show you how it works from the really top level to the foundation. So basically, interaction is like you open a light, open your lamp, and you trigger it by press the button, and the light goes on. Is the response of the light. So basically, this kind of metaphor works for all sorts of interaction, which means, for example, let me just add a 3D face, for example, here, and and I want this face like be able to open and off and on. So what I can do is, for example, this object, I just did one thing that is I can simply drag it here, which means you let visual scripting know here is object here. And what you can do is you can add an action. You can say tap screen to toggle visibility. So this literally like you open a lot. So and you can also configure it start hidden to be let me just make the screen a little bit bigger so that you are able to see what's going on here. So basically, yeah, so as you can see, we can start with hidden and then if you uncheck it and refresh the screen here, you're able to see that start with unhidden. So basically, you can configure the initial state of this object, and after you add this interaction, and I'm type on the screen, you see that basically show on and off. So basically, this is how simple you can create our interactive effect in Effect House. And we also have different options here, like you can tap screen to cycle materials. Like material essentially is how the object looks like. And also imagine you have a makeup effect and you want to toggle and to let people try different makeup options. You were able to basically just using this interaction here. And so this is just the first layer of how you can turn on and off an object. And what's the amazing part is actually if you double click on this stuff, and you will see the second layer. And the second layer actually, you may notice like it doesn't have much stuff in there, but you can see like the input. And so basically it has two stuff, trigger and response. So the trigger here, we're using a touch begin and touch end. So it's like, imagine still using the light metaphor here, like trigger is how you want open the light, right? So right now we're using touch, but actually we will have more options. So if you double click that trigger, you will see right now we're using a node called trigger finger touch 1 point. And when it start, it let the touch begin. And when it stop, it touch end. So it's mapped together. And what else I can do? I can say add a node here. So basically we have so many different triggers and visual scripting. So touch is just the most straightforward, well-known trigger, but also we actually have something like I will show you my favorite. I actually like the face head and face one. So for example, face expression. For example, it has many options here. We have happy, angry, surprise, fear, sad, neutral. So yeah, basically we can detect your facial expression, and like basically we can just remove this note here. How to remove it? There's two ways. One, we can simply delete it. Just press on your delete button, or we can click on this line here and disconnect it. So imagine this is like the line, the cable that uh, make the electric conduct. So we just delete it, and we make the begin link here and link here. So let me try on my face. Let me open the camera. Okay, now I'm using happy, right? There was some delay, but when I smile, it actually shows a 3D face. So yeah, so basically that's how you can play with it, change the trigger and make it all sorts of different interaction you define. And also like we also have something like hands. Like for example, a simple sense like gesture detection. We can determine the algorithm we provided actually can detect all sorts of different like thumbs up, open palm, I love you. So you may wonder like how this different stuff meaning, but actually let me show you a tips. So when you click on this, uh, it's a little bit cut out. So you can click on the learn more here, and it will able to jump you to this page. Let me just show you pretty quickly. So it will jump you to the gesture detection article where you can learn more like examples and maybe download some demo projects. And we also have something like how does that looks like, and all sorts of gesture. Yeah, like there's like there. I saw Panda. You asked a question about I made a hand gesture effect, but it was too slow for what I wanted to achieve. Can we speed up? Yeah, so actually the speed of detection, it has a lot of factor in there. It may because first, if you test it on your laptop camera, how your camera actually the webcam is not a really advanced camera, so it cannot capture a lot of lighting information and depth information, so it will slow the algorithm to detect the gesture. Sometimes also like the background, because it's all computer vision, the computer need to understand this is a hand, and they need to understand, oh, this is a background, this is a hand. So if let's say if you have a similar color background, it will make really hard to detect the gesture. So there is all sorts of actually factor in there that affect the detection. Also, maybe when you publish the effect to a devices, it actually will, you cannot control how the user use your effect. If they are using a not really advanced machine or phone, it may be a little bit challenging for this person to really using the gesture to trigger. But yeah, so just let you know, like that's a lot of factors that may affect the speed part of it. But still, like any feedback welcome. Welcome to our forum and leave your feedback. Maybe we can push our engineer team to make it better. Um, and then so And yeah, and this is something like the trigger part, right? And let's go back to the response. So response here, uh, so yeah, so a little bit late, but we just kind of touch base the trigger and response, how it works together. So go back to the light metaphor here. Trigger is the button, right? And then the response is how the lighting react. Is on and off, right? So actually it's quite, I don't want to turn it on and off now.
So
Maybe Android.
basically, Chinyu, what you're saying is everything, instead of having lines of code, we made it into like blocks that you can easily visualize. And by connecting them with like an arrow thingy,
Yes.
you can make something happen. So whenever something happens, it sends like an electric signal and turns on the power button,
Exactly.
and it happens.
Yes. Yes, that's exactly how it works. And if you take that metaphor internally, it will make all your like works easier. So you basically just think about all this stuff is a small mini electricity module, and it has its own functionality. By linking them together, it makes the machine works. So actually, if when you open, so the trigger part is actually the most simple one, but also can uh, create most various different combo. So basically, you can define your own way to start your effect. But for the response part, actually, this is something really like you need to clearly know what you want this object to do. So here we want it visible and invisible, like flip plotted. So actually, when we touch this interface now, it's already the last layer. So you will see like actually here is the start node that you will see every time you open Visual Scripting panel. So this is basically says the effect start. This is defining, telling the entire project saying, the computer saying, here am a effect project. I will start to compute. So this one you can, instead of using this, you can also using trigger, other trigger as well. But this is like the entire program will start running when start is triggering. So here you can see like you can define it visible on invisible at the initial state. So start hidden, like this is defined by that particular nodes here. And okay, so let me check. Somebody asking text-based programming. So far, we are pretty
I
satisfied with
personally
our visual
really
scripting.
like the
Uh-huh.
I personally really like the node-based system because it is very shareable and reusable. So let's say like a lot of the subgraphs that we're using or interactions, they can be reused multiple times in a different panel or different project. So that's one benefit of visual scripting. And it's also, I feel like, more intuitive. So even though you don't know how to do lines of coding, like you can see it, but I don't know. I know that some people do prefer text-based coding. So however,
Yeah.
unfortunately, we are not allowed to speak on when new features are coming, but just know that the benefits of visual scripting.
Yeah, I think right now since we have interaction, so basically we
Okay.
kind of make everything compressed in there, so you can use it.
Also, I wanted to give a little shout out to the TikTok Live people, all of the people who are watching on TikTok Live, sending us so many hearts. Thank you guys. Okay. Chinyu, do you think we can move on to getting user requests
Oh
and
yes, yes,
creating an effect that
yes.
we
So
want together?
yeah, I think one last thing, the
Okay.
like, am I have some delay? Everybody hear me clearly? Just double check here.
Yeah, we can hear you. I think the video still has a little bit of delay, but I think we can still hear you clearly.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I think one last note I want to share with you, like we have learn more button, so you basically can go to our website to learn everything. And also, I want to just highlight this for you. Like we have a library section where you can download some microjam project from our like engineer August. So he actually has an office hour every week, and he basically is our game effect guru. So he shared a bunch of really useful projects online, and you're able to check the detailized tutorials as well as the project file. So yeah, so feel free to check it out. And go back to Celine. Hey,
We got a
Celine.
question from the TikTok live side. They said, "How do we access the website?" And you can go to effecthouse.com, and on the top
Yes.
there will be an area that'll take you to the learning resources. So that's a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, Pandacorn is me had a very fun suggestion. Let's make an audio effect. Ooh. I think that is super fun idea. Haley Kapaz is saying the new controller microjam was really fun. I do agree. It has a lot of advanced features, and August put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into it, and also love. So be sure to check out that microjam. Maybe we'll have him come and talk about it. We're currently doing the crash course lives, but Effect House regularly has lives. So if you are interested in learning more, you can attend our regular office hours as well, as Chini mentioned. Okay. I'm leaning towards audio effects because yesterday we gave like kind of a sneak peek of audio effects and people seem to be very interested. Should we do an audio effect that reacts to the TikTok sound? Maybe by beats? What do you think,
Do
Chini?
we? Yes, of course. Yeah, actually, audio notes is like my favorite. Actually, my personal first live demo is for audio. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
last year. So I have a special feeling for this feature. I still feel like it's really powerful. You can make a lot of um, interesting effects that you probably never see it in the market, you know? So let me show you. Let me open a new project. Don't save.
Mm-hmm.
And
Also while Chinyu is loading, I just wanted to tell you guys that I fixed the three randomizers that I was working
oh yeah,
on. It was just my computer being slow. But now I have fixed it. Maybe Carol can show my screen share and I can show you guys. Perfect. We're loading,
yes,
loading, loading.
we can use
Geraldine
music.
says we can use music in audio effects. Yes, we can. We can use the TikTok. What is it now called again? Sound Library. Yes, it's a node
Yes.
called Sound Library, and users will be able to directly take a sound from the TikTok sound, the library, and then we can make them audio reactive. So I actually have one effect. I think I called it Party in Vegas or something, but it reacts to any sound that you put on. Maybe I'll see if I can find a photo for it. But here we go on Hi, Black Diamond from TikTok live chat. Why am I not able to create my AI? Can you tell us a little bit more about which template you were using? I think you maybe use the stylize with AI or morph into your face template. For those to work, you need to have a strong internet connection and also your face needs to be visible. So maybe those are the reasons. But if you have any more questions, don't forget to leave your questions in the forum and we'll get to it. Here, can you guys all see my screen? It is now playing the randomizer. And if you click it, it will land. So I'm a combination of butterfly cat, cowboy cat, and chicken cat. And I'm very happy with this result. Those are all like very cute Barbie themed, I feel like. So I am happy.
So when
Okay,
you
going
submit
to
it,
Chinyu.
I want to try. I want to try. Submit it.
Submit it. Should I submit it?
Show the
Okay.
submission flow. Yeah, just show the full picture.
I submitted I submitted the one yesterday, but I think I'm gonna move them up so it's not covering your face, and then I'm gonna add a fancy title image, and then at the end, I'm gonna make it so that there are confettis going on.
Yeah, we should have our like one effect
Ooh, Brett,
every
who
day.
is our publish one effect every day.
Yes.
Brett, our ambassador and a pro effect creator, says my best performing effect is audio reactive. So you know that a lot of people like to use it. That's perfect. Brett is also going, submit, submit. Okay, moving on to Chinu's page. While Chinu's working on that, I'll work on this effect and then we can submit it together at the end.
Okay, so let's give audio a try. Okay, I already opened the Fat House. So Carol, can you help to switch my screen now? Okay, cool.
Perfect.
Perfect. Okay. So for the audio part, let me just first show you how many audio nodes we have. So for audio, we have so many like the basic part, the audio player controller basically is audio player as the name suggested. And we have audio resources that you can basically attach your own audio resources to it and play it. We also have like speaker. So this is like how our like three basic module of audio player and something else like you may notice like I probably use like actually this one is a lot that's what Brad is asking and this is something we are added back in recently and with this node you're able to allow the user whoever using your effect to add a sound from TikTok sound library and make the entire logic works for that sound, the sound they picked instead of the sound you pick. So it actually become a really customizable and a personal effect. And so this is something really interesting. And also, my favorite actually is the detection. Somehow it doesn't. It should be the detection, beats detection. And another one is, yeah, so I probably using the engineer version of the tool. So the name of that is beats detection. And also another one of my favorite is pitch detection. So these two nodes, basically it can detect the pitch of the sound, the beats of the sound. So I actually want to show you guys the example from our low resource right now. So for the pitch one, so if you click on this little information dot here and you will see this interface pop up and you click on the learn more button here. Oh, it's give me a second. Okay, never mind. So this should be jump to this place. And so for the pitch detection, we actually have our examples here. So and how it's work is actually like this. Like basically the sound, the pitch of the sound makes the face liquefy effect change. So it's a really funny effect. And how we do that is actually, let me show you pretty quickly. So you will need to add a face effect, face liquefy. And you may notice my face change shape right now. And You know what? I'm gonna just download this project file. That make it a little bit easier. And I need the sound in there so that I can show you how the sound pitch controls our audios, controls our all this kind of interaction part. So I'm gonna drag this sound here. Now we have a sound, and
While
we are
it's
need to.
downloading the project, I can show you guys the effect that I made that is audio reactive, just so you guys can see like what an audio reactive effect looks like. So if Carol, if you can go to my camera. So you can see how it reacts. I don't know what I set as my detect. Maybe it was the how loud the music was playing or how the pitch,
Well,
but it is a super fun effect. You can try it as well.
yeah, we have our volume detection.
Audio notes are the best. They're so fun. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's there. Okay, go back to my screen. So I think now we have the Eva House audio sample. And in order able to do that, we need to set this logic in. And what you can do is simply just drag the audio into the video scripting panel. You're able to use it. And also I want to just quickly show how this looks like. Give me a moment. Oh. Oh. Yeah, so maybe we can see this picture here. Oh, never mind. It opened. Yeah, so what we have is a liquify of the face as I added in. And so basically, this is the audio resources. We can add it to these. You can use your whatever the audio clip you want. And after you play it, and you can link it to our pitch detection nodes. And these pitch detection nodes, you can basically say the output value of it. And basically, you can make the value normalized to a range. So because the reason we normalize it, because the radius of the liquify object, as you can see here, is from 0 to 1, 0 to 3. So we need to make sure the output data is within this range. So in that cases, you're able to use the data output from the detection to control the value of the radiance. Now I want to actually show you how we add this radiance. We can use get radiance and set radiance. The difference between them is get radiance is actually get the data, the current value of it. So my laptop running really slow right now. So
That
if
should
you
be the catchphrase
look
of
at
our
it,
entire live, Chinyu. It's just effect. Our computer's running so slow right now. I'm so sorry.
yeah. And also try to finish it. So set. This is like the most important part. The set part is you set the value. So basically you can change the value by the new value you just outputted from the detection. So it's different. So make sure that you select the correct one when you try so for example you want to use this radiance, right? You can also use intensity. So basically make sure you select the right one when you pick which value you want to change. Yeah, so this is like, I think, oh. Yeah, it's like live on my face. Okay, yeah, so this is like, feel free to download this project online, and it's like you don't actually need the peak notes here. You can simply just link it to here, something, and it should still works. Yeah, so this is just how simple it is. It can create a funny effect using audio. And instead of using audio resources, you can also use sound library, which means you are able to allow your creators to, oh, can I click on it? Okay.
Chinyu, we also got an additional request from the chat. They're asking if we can put an animated sequence, the texture sequence as a background.
Texture sequence as a background. Yes, of course. Let me show you. So restart the project, and so 1 second to loading. Okay, so basically what the feature you need to use, let me put it back, is called segmentation. So portrait segmentation is one of the feature like really useful. So it's like how simple you can create such kind of background. And like this is a static image, right? But you can also make it an animated one. And how you can do that, you can simply just import a text sequence. I'm gonna using this Archie emoji here. And after you add it, you can simply just drag this animated texture to the image texture. And now you see, like it basically play the animation in the background. Does that answer your question? Whoever asked this question? Like that's like how simple. Add a texture sequence and add a segmentation, portrait segmentation object, change the image of the background to the animated texture you just created. Just drag it over, put it there. Done.
Mm-hmm. I think that was very helpful. I think that would have answered the question. However, you can do even more fun stuff if you connect it to the audio node. So you can let's output the result of the audio node. Like, let's say you want it to be reactive to how loud the sound is. Then you can make it so that the more loud it is, the more opacity it has. For example, like if
Oh,
it's really
yeah.
loud, then Archie is like really prominent, but if it's like small sound, then it is very very see-through. So you can do things like a scary pop-up. So whenever the sound gets super loud, you can have like a ghost kind of appear from the back.
Yes, that's all great ideas. So we make it, jot it down tomorrow.
Carol, can you change to my computer again? I kind of use that idea here.
Oh, love it. Oh yeah, I see the transparency
The
change.
size of the sunglass is also dependent on how loud the sound is. So giving you guys some tips on fun effects to create. Mike Blackhat is asking a very good question. They're asking how to add green screen. So green screen is a new feature that we came up with. We introduced in 2.7, right?
Yes,
Where
and
users can actually choose to upload their media.
yes, maybe Carol can
So
switch to
you
my
can show
screen.
you.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I can.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So you basically what you can do is you go here and you select the texture, asset panel and texture, and you will see like we have a user media texture. And after you click on it, you're able to, for example, we still want to use this segmentation background and you want the user to change the background using their image. You can just simply drag this one here. And you will see like it has a green screen behind. So basically when you preview it on TikTok, it will pop up the like your phone interface, like basically ask you to select a photo. So then everybody will see the similar interface. You are able to just upload whatever the photos you want to use in your background. Yeah, so this is like how simple it could be for a green screen. Okay, does
Okay,
that
so I think that concludes the lesson today. I hope you guys found it informative. Sorry, we've been having a lot of computer issues, but we are excited to see what you guys create. Again, let's go. I think I've never showed you guys go to these learning resources or these forums. So I'll show you in my computer right now. So if you go to our website, which is effecthouse.tiktok.com, but you can just search effecthouse.com, it will take you there. And when you come here, there's a lot of buttons at the top. The latest, learn, manage, and community, and they all do something different. For the latest, you can get the latest news on what's up with our program, some updates. Under the Learn panel, this is where you can go to our Knowledge Center, which shows you all of the tutorials, all of the apps you can download. Everything that Chinyu said today about like, hey, you can download this here. You should be able to view it in the under the Learn panel right here. Also, if you go to manage, you can see what kind, how your effects are performing and what badge level you are. And if you click on the community panel right here, that is where what takes you to the forums. And in order to win a certification, you have to go under the forums and answer the question. So the question of the day is, what is your favorite node? Is it the audio nodes? Is it um, the math nodes, the utility? I don't know why I love the opacity node so much, but maybe get and set
Yeah,
opacity.
remember there's 10.
Under, if you click on the beginner,
A lot of people love LERP in the math LERP node. Like when it comes out, like people
LERP.
LERP.
LERP is a beautiful node. I think that used to be my previous favorite because it just makes your effects look so advanced.
Yeah,
Like it's so
smooth.
smooth.
Yeah.
Here, so if you go under the beginner section in our panel, you can see that each of the days of the crash course has a day. So day one, this was Monday. Day two, this was Tuesday, yesterday, and day three, which is today. So you got to go under here and say that, write down the answers to the question that I just said. What is your favorite TikTok node? And I see that Sarah James, who is Panda Corners Me, who is in the chat right now, has published a new effect called Make Yourself a Sim using the principles that she learned from the Mondays Makeup Live. So if you click here,
Oh, wow. That's a really nice one. I will try it. Sometimes I feel so amazed by all these ideas. Like they're not only just create an effect, they are expressing their art, like artistic feeling.
I know. I think this is so smart and fun. I'm actually gonna try this out on my channel as well. I think this is perfect. Good job, guys. Yeah, Brett, who is our veteran effect creator, says Panda Corn is me. You are doing exactly what I suggest to learn nodes, watch the lives and the office hours, then rewatch and recreate what they make. Yes. That is, I feel like, the best ways to I go and go deep dive into visual scripting by looking at the existing Effect House templates that we've published. But attending live and everything is a fantastic way. So I'm glad that you guys are all here. Go play around with the tool. I know the tool might look a little intimidating at first, but I feel like the best way to learn is by trying stuff out. So thank you everyone for being here. I'm glad that you guys can come today. I will leave the links to the day 3 in the YouTube chat as well, hopefully. But I think that's the end of the lesson
Yeah.
today. Thank you, Chinyu, so much for explaining everything.
Thank you, Celine, for hosting.
Okay, guys.
Thank you, everybody, joining. See you guys tomorrow, same time.
Bye. See you tomorrow, same time, 10:30.